I know that you all are real people. I know that you're real humans. I know that you have a real story going on, and for me, I'm doing what I can instead of clicking the angry emoji thinking that I'm doing something. Is that I want for us all to have that understanding that we're in different places, and again, that difficult thing, it connects us. And so the last part of it is that I have a song. I'm going to be doing a release in the NFT in the Web3 space called Manifest that I wrote after I got out of the abusive relationship when I moved from the Upper West Side in Manhattan to the Coney Island projects. And I was working as a bathroom attendant and I was mopping up floors in a nightclub in New York. And I just spoke everything into existence because I got so frustrated by listening to other people's opinions, and I just want to leave you with that people are always going to have opinions about you. And if you can remove the fact that people have opinions about you and that they're only talking to themselves when they're putting you down, you get peace. So that's what I'm all about.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I wanted to talk about Manifest. I was like, I wanted to get there. I was getting there, Nikki. You could have let me do like the slow burn, but that's okay because I have more. James, do you want to add something? Because I feel like you're very in deep in the music scene, James.
Well, the first thing I want to say is that it's really important to know and to be able to control your energy around you and how you are both perceived by others, but also how you communicate to others. And I just want to say, Nikki, that your energy here is much appreciated, and I can feel it even though I'm not connected to you other than through this small little device that I hold in my left hand. So I just wanted to say thank you for sharing your story and thank you for sharing your energy with the world.
Hey, absolutely. Thank you. I definitely, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel grateful and I feel the energy in here too. Yeah, thank you. Thank you again, Mexi. I just want to celebrate people. We should all be celebrated. We're all victorious. We've all have had victories, and it's like let's celebrate each other. Like that's how you're changing it. Like the NFT community changes stuff through supply and demand, and that's why there's more representation on TV and film is because people spend money and those hashtags and those advertisements translate. So, you guys are changing the game. So thank you. We do this together. I appreciate you all here. You're intelligent. You're smart, and I'm grateful.
Man, I love you, Nikki, so much. Like, it's super inspiring because like you don't have a background here in Web3, but like since we've talked, like you've wanted to step into this space, you've wanted to find a way to be to expand your music, but also like share that love and that motivation and mindset knowledge that you have. And that's why I think it's so important that like these independent artists, these people who like Nikki, you use your coaching and your emotional intelligence coaching and all that as a means of to pay your bills and do what you have to do, but like your passion is music, and you're still hustling and working towards it. And that's what I love about Web3 and NFTs is that it's literally opening this platform for you from the comfort of your own home, where you can like make something of yourself. You could it's more achievable, and it's inclusive. Like that's what this is all about, is being inclusive. And so like I really love what you're doing and your message. And I think, oh, we had a request. I guess Tribal hopped off. I was gonna bring him up here, but yeah, I'll let you respond to that, Nikki.
Yeah. What's
Like
interesting?
the inclusivity of Web3 is what I left off, in case you didn't hear
Yeah, I
me.
got you. Yeah. You know, for me, I was around when I was living in the West Coast. I was around people in cryptocurrency and stuff like that when it was brand new. My now ex girlfriend is very much in this space, and she's killing it as a strong woman, and she's thriving. And the fact again, like I feel like a lot of people here get the conversation that we're having and, get that there are issues that we can resolve. And there's enough frustration in this world where it's actually divine timing that we're here to be the change that we're looking for. So for me, that's what's powerful about technology is I was ashamed of my story. And when I got so frustrated where I just wanted to know that there was one other person who related it all to me, that's where everything opened up and exploded for me. And the fact that, again, yes, I love performing. I'm good on stage. I'm good with that. I love that. I live for that. At the same time, If people aren't going to a show, it's understandable. So what do? Do we get frustrated, or do we sit down and educate ourselves and come from a space of why am I doing what I'm doing instead of here's what I do, here's what I do. Like when I network with people, I don't tell them I'm a singer, songwriter, producer. I tell them why I do what I do, because the whole coaching, teaching, emotional intelligence aspect of who I am was a lane that just got shown to me, and I was just open to it. Like, I didn't expect that I would be sitting down with people and talking with people from age like 7 to 73, so far as being in the eldest. So like, I didn't think that that would be what I was doing. However, thankfully, because I've been hit enough times in life, and I had an optimistic perspective, and I move slow, that I'm able to see it from a different angle. And so I can go in, and there's people that will say this in the NFT space and in the Web3 space, that it's like there's people who get NFTs that don't even really like the physical artwork. They just support the artist's message. So for me, it's like people rock with why I'm doing what I'm doing. I think we all in this room can relate to the fact that, we're tired of putting on presentation based love, and having to put on a smiley face so that we don't get blackballed or get limited within our artistic expression. So the fact that people relate to me, that they can just, off of that connection, off of that relatability, we can make a change. And then again, that's why you see more. I do voiceovers too, and voiceovers in TV and film. All of the commercials, all the advertisements are about relatability. They don't want polish. They don't want perfect. People are tired of that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like because we all have this understanding, as long as we keep building these communities and this family aspect, that we can thrive. And that's where you get more, LGBTQ plus, you get more people of color, you get more culture, you get more expression, more representation, more accountability. So it's in style to be a good person. So it's exciting.
How have you like tell me more about your music journey. Like why like obviously there's the community aspect which is super important to Web3. I think we that's the part we all kind of love. What why release music as an NFT, or why try to do it through this channel?
So thank you. So good question. So, again, I was supposed to do a release, and then I realized, I just saw how things were. And for me, again, I want to find a solution where I don't want to feel like I'm stuck. And I sat down when I was living in Coney Island, when I was in the projects, when I was so frustrated, when I was doing that job as a bathroom attendant, traveling an hour and a half, working from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning, that I sat down and I mapped out my character to think, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And I sat down and I really thought about it, and I thought how I felt. And I thought, like, I want to feel peaceful within who I am. And I realized a lot of people are grieving and frustrated, and have been beaten down, and they're trying to crack their code. And so I created the character that who I am is somebody who, when you feel that way, I'm going to open up your curtains and open up the windows and open up the door. And you might be like, no, I don't want to go outside. And then eventually when you when you do step outside, that you remember who you are. Because sometimes we lose ourselves along the way. And so we depend on community to pick us back up, right? So for me, I've had a few conversations within the NFT space, within the Web3 crypto space. And I see how people are forward thinking, how people are, really about making change and being more inclusive. And I love that, and I appreciate people who are intelligent in different ways, because we all have intelligence in different ways, right? So for me, I see that it's a way that I can independently get into these radio stations, independently get around people, and I can have conversations with people who don't understand my conversation, still find the golden thread, connect people, and bring people together. So for me, I see it as an exciting way to say, like, we can do something. People want that exciting feeling. People want that rock and roll. Oh my God, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, what is that kind of energy? So I feel like this is the way to do it. And again, we can do this independently. Like, I left Manhattan. I packed all my stuff up. I'm in North Carolina. Like, I'm literally right now sitting on grass on a lawn chair, like in the woods, next to people that the neighbors don't necessarily agree with me. However, like, we can go platinum, and we can transform, and we can give people and villages and communities education. Like, you can share this information. My thing is, the last part of this conversation is that, for me, like, I want to share this information with people who don't have the same opportunities that I have, that I've made, taken for granted along the way, that you can give communities in Latin America and India and Africa and Asia and different parts of the world and in America, you know, an education to say, like, you can take the knowledge, the words, the expression that you are, and that you can share that with the world. And when people relate to that, they'll pay you, and you can take that energy, you can take that and move forward in your life and thrive. So for me, that's what it is. Like, I don't like to gatekeep information, and I love to see people win. So it's an exciting way to be able to say, I don't need to have a job title. I don't need to have a 9 to 5. They're like, the more I tell my story, the more relatable I am, the more open I am, the more people celebrate me, the more that we create that ripple in society.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I know someone who's going to be listening to your music after this.
It's definitely James, because
this guy will.
He has amazing music taste too.
Oh, I do not, but I will appreciate your music. I have no doubt.
I love that. I think that's what it's all about. Like, even like with what we're trying to do and how that integrates with like somebody like Nikki and like, like an up and coming artist, and why Zone highlights that, like why it integrates so perfectly with the music world, and behind that, is that kind of like what your vision was, James? Like, is that what you saw coming from this? Was it like, being a music fan, that you saw in your eyes this as a way that you could help the music industry but also up and coming artists? Or did it kind of evolve to that?
No, personally for me, I mean, I'm also a musician, Nikki. So for me, I often write music to visuals. So like I'll need a visual like prompt or something to get my mind in the right place to like soundtrack it. So like maybe it's a dark street at night with the rain falling, and that's an A minor, or like that's an E minor, or some kind of sharp derivative. But basically, like, visuals in music has always been a huge part of my upbringing. And I started thinking about, and then I got into tech and started building augmented reality, and really just loved the concept of overlaying digital information on the physical world. Like, I just thought that was the coolest thing. And I was kind of lucky in the sense that I could see how this tech was improving, and how even like 2 3 years ago, with what was being done on like a Snapchat or an Instagram with like a face filter, has like astronomically increased in quality and production value to where we are today. And so the original idea for Zone was to actually give people the ability to create those worlds themselves, and to create these types of 3D environments and augmented reality experiences that were typically reserved for like really high paying creative agencies, or people with like really, a lot of knowledge of like 3D development. So at its core, I think that's what it is. It's giving people the tools to build these worlds, to showcase what matters to them, show off who they are. And then the music element is really just it's part passion and then part something we're seeing in the market. I think there's so many artists out there that are looking for new content mediums to connect with their audiences in. So people are like, traditionally you've done like web 2.0 stuff, you've gone onto socials, you've created videos, like marketing material, images, and you blow them up on Instagram and you try to like rope fans in. But that's not going to be around forever. Like, things are going to change, right? And I think that the video principle and the image principle that we have today is going to become like world building and game development and 3D environments of tomorrow. And so that's the future we're going into. We're going into a world where like people are building 3D worlds, 3D environments, and that's as ubiquitous as someone making a movie. So that's kind of what we're aiming for. And so in the case of an up and coming artist, or an up and coming band, we want to give them the tools that they can really start to build that, and then use them to build communities within the Zone platform. It's kind of a roundabout way of explaining what Zone does, but that's what we do.
Did we have any questions, or anybody that wanted to come up and share a little bit about their music background in this space in Web3, or have any questions for, any of us or Nikki? yeah, it's usually we usually don't have too many people. I know we had a couple people requesting a little bit ago, and Tribal. Oh, Tribal's back. If you want to come back up here, is it Tribal or Tribble? I think we talked about this last time.
I thought like Tribal would be with an A, so it might be Tribble.
Either way, I know you requested
Gonna have to
earlier
let him
to come up.
gonna have to let him speak for himself. But yeah, it's unfortunate we had quite a few people interested in this episode, but we lost them when the space ended. So everyone that set a reminder wasn't able to see this one, and that's why we send them early because it is hard to get people on here.
Yeah, but I think we held a good space.
Yeah, well, what I was gonna say is, you know what though? That's how life is. Like, has everybody else noticed? Like, you can't make plans. Like, has everybody else noticed that? Like, when you tell people you're gonna meet with people, that they're canceling, they're going more introverted. Like, it's like we're in the most like free falling, like wild ride. So I mean, even the fact that we're here is more like that's the thing too. Is like we got to watch out for that fear of missing out thing. Like, I think the fact that like we're all in like some people right now are lying down on bed, some people are like traveling in their car, some people are just chilling at the office right now, like that's fire. And for me as an introvert, the fact that I don't have to put on the camera right now is everything. So it's dope.
You did not have to call me out about being in bed, because at least I have an excuse. It's 9:40 p.m. here in Paris. So, but yeah, no, I completely agree. I love that. And I love the aspect of spaces, how, just grab your phone. Like James said, it's in his left hand. Are you a lefty?
No, I'm a righty, but I operate my phone in my left hand.
And what I was gonna say, James, too, what's cool to your point, what you talked about earlier, it's like a lot of people on Twitter don't realize how powerful they think TikTok is like a bunch of like kids dancing, and it's like it's education, and Twitter is becoming a search engine that it's now basically, instead of just hashtag spirituality or like NFTs, that if you, it's like how to create an NFT, videos pop up. So now when you go on to Google, you will get TikTok videos. So I feel like video and audio even more are going to be even more powerful and important. So I think it's cool that you're aware of that, and that you're able to tap into that and to be forward thinking, because again, like another part of it too, for all the artists and creative people that are here, like I hope that we can find a way to get past judgment of ourselves, because like the people who feel insecure really should be in the spotlight. Like the people who feel unwanted and unattractive in any way, shape, or form, or like you're looking at your age and you're doing that thing where you tell yourself, you keep on selling yourself of like why you're a failure. Like you should be in the spotlight, and you creating content and you telling your story and really getting even more active in this space right now. And understanding that there's almost 8 billion people on planet Earth, and I guarantee you there's somebody else who feels like how you feel. Like tell your story and be excited about it, and get out of your head of like, oh, I'm this way, or I have this accent, or my skin, or my hair, or my teeth, or whatever. Like, yo, there are people on the internet who have like no arms and no legs, and they're playing the piano with their nose. What are you doing? What are you doing? Love yourself.
I love that. I love Nikki so much. Like, this is the energy I needed today for sure.
Yeah, as Mexi sits there in the pitch black.
No, look, it's 2:42. It's sunny out. I wasn't really concerned with the darkness. I was more concerned with this heat, because
I was
can
born in the darkness.
Yeah, exactly.
You beat me to
I
it.
thrive in the darkness. So wasn't concerned
molded
about
by it. Sorry, I'm a huge Batman fan. If you can't if you can't tell.
I was trying to finish off the I was trying to finish off the rest of it, but I didn't know which order to take. So I was like, let me just not embarrass myself. It's been a long time since I had that quote.
It's a great quote.
Oh, but also, I mean, I get it, because when I go like get my coffee, I'm like, yeah, let me get a venti latte. Let me get a venti latte. Coconut milk.
Where are the drugs, Rachel?
Y'all are the
really...
worst. Okay, Christian
He
Bale
was
was an incredible Batman. Do not do him like
Oh,
that.
he
Okay.
was. I'm not at all. I think he
Did
was
you
the
like
best
Robert
Batman.
Pattinson? Because I
No,
know we're changing subject, but I need to know. You did not like
no,
Rob?
no, I did not.
I haven't
James.
seen that one yet.
Oh,
No,
it was
no,
literally
he's too
the
dark.
deep inner core. That's Batman. He wasn't all
He's too
rainbow
good
and sunshine.
looking.
He was deep. He was a deep
He's
soul, like
too
with
good
a bigger
looking. His
purpose.
jaw is too chiseled to be
Okay, that
a
makes
good
sense.
Batman.
You just couldn't. Well,
We
then don't
need.
watch Elvis because
I
Austin
have
Butler
watched
is even
Elvis.
more good looking, and it's
Yeah,
hard to. It's very hard to watch.
yeah, he was a good looking boy. Good looking boy who could shake his hips.
Yeah, it's a great film. If you haven't checked it out, everyone, I'm gonna. They should pay me by now. I've seen it 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, we won't talk about that. But I'm interested to see if it got a little loud here because again there's no lights, so I'm it's like in a hollow, soundless place. But if anyone has questions, please request to come up.
Sorry, I can't get over this visual. You just in the pitch black, just waiting around.
Yeah, it's a better visual than that, but I have windows open, blinds open. It's nice.
Okay, very good.
I appreciate you,
Great.
Nikki, for coming up. If we don't have questions, if we don't extend the conversation, I do want to say that because Nikki, like you bring a lot of value every time you speak. Like you were given that gift of the beautiful way you speak and your words, and that's what I really think is cool about you translating that into music as well. And everybody loves music and everybody can relate to music in some way or form. So I appreciate you for creating music and being one of the people who is willing to pave the path as a Web3 artist. It's really exciting for me to be a part of that in your journey. So super thankful. Thank you for coming and being a co-host of this space and being a great guest.
Absolutely. You know what it is too is that there's like at least 5 different people who are having a whole different conversation with themselves right now, and because they're doing the introvert thing that they don't want to, and that's exactly what I'm telling you. I'm gonna be the kid. Like when people ask how old I am, I tell them I'm 5 because when I was 5 years old, I didn't know that people had opinions. And so I encourage you to like just push the button and just jump up. Like, because you know what happens, especially when you're an introvert and when you've had a difficult life, like you will have a whole story. You're telling yourself a whole story right now. And like we're craving friendship and we're craving community and we're over here selling ourselves on why nobody likes us and why our words are gonna be messy and we're going to be scattered and oh no, people are going to have opinions about us. So jump up, ask questions, learn. Like these people are intelligent, like make money, get paid. So I can congratulate you. Like ask people questions. Chill, let's be friends. It's all good. Like the world's upside down. You're still going to tell me, hi, how are you doing? I'm fine. Stop it.
Well put. Well put. Well, it's unfortunate we didn't have the other speakers come up. I'm sorry about that, guys. I am probably going to take the blame for that, as I was the host of this. But I swear I didn't do anything.
No.
Don't take
didn't
the
do
blame. It
anything
was
wrong.
Twitter. Okay. Look, hey, my
It's not
power
your fault.
is out. You had bad
Yeah.
connectivity. There's something in the universe, so it's okay. Don't take
I
the
just
blame.
don't. I don't
What's
even
meant to
understand.
happen? What's meant to happen will happen. Is it was out of our control. You are not taking the blame for that. It's definitely a Twitter issue. Spaces have been having issues since their release, so not even worried. We had the lovely Nikki. We have our lovely listeners supporting. So thank you, Mexi, for co-hosting and leading the space. Before we leave, excuse me. Being a listener and speaker in this space does award you with XP points, and those translate to our native zone token. So we keep a tally of all of these points that people receive and then convert them once our token is live. So thank you guys for sticking around. We are looking for a way to automate it. It's super hard to do that through spaces, but I've taken a screenshot of everyone here. If you're not in our Discord, you can find the link in by clicking on the Zone official account and join the Discord. And if your name is different on Spaces than it is in Discord, just write pineapple in the lobby and I'll get to you and add your points. want to give again a huge thank you, James, for being here, Mexi, Nikki, and all of our listeners. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Ugh, not weekend. I thought it was a Friday. Space.
Girl, just go to bed. Dime. Go to bed.
Go home.
We usually because we usually have our Friday spaces, and that's when I get to say, have a good weekend, everyone. But have a good evening. Our usual Friday spaces.
Have a good evening, you Americans.
Or a good afternoon, or a good morning, somewhere in the world. Yes. Thank you, guys.
I love you, Dime.
Okay,
Thank you, everyone,
love
so
you
much.
too.
Okay,
Lots of love, lots of love,
Bye-bye.
lots of love.
Thank you,
No.
guys.
Or love. Thank